TYT Sports, we have another fantastic weekend in the sport of boxing, and we have video once again with Robert Exel, the editor-in-chief of Boxing.com. Robert, great to have you. Austrin Trout is fighting Canelo Alvarez. The fight is at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Showtime. A fight that I'm really intrigued by because it's a fabulous fight in contrasting styles. You have Austrin Trout, who just came and defeated Miguel Cotto at Madison Square Garden, where, well, Cotto has never lost before, and he beat up on him. I mean, we possibly saw the end of Miguel Cotto, though he wants to continue fighting. And then you have the power-punching Canelo Alvarez, who just annihilated Josesito Lopez. He's annihilated everyone he's pretty much faced. So on the surface, what do you make of this fight?
Well, it is an interesting matchup. I mean, you have a sort of quintessential boxer versus a quintessential slugger. Trout being the former, Canelo being the latter. But it is an interesting match. I mean, this is one of the times when people have been asking Canelo to step it up, and he is stepping it up. He's fighting somebody who is of equal weight, which is rare, because most of the people he's fought have moved up in weight. He's not fighting somebody who's over the hill or journeyman. He's fighting somebody who is in his prime and is a title holder. So it is a really excellent contest. Again, different skills, different contrast, but it is an interesting contest, and I think that Canelo may get pushed a little bit more than he's used to getting pushed Saturday night.
Austrin Trout is by far the underdog in this fight, Robert. He's 27 years old. He has a fantastic record, 26-0 with 14 knockouts. He hails from New Mexico. Canelo is from Guadalajara, and as we know, he has pretty much become the face of Golden Boy boxing. Now, with Austrin Trout, you know, as we said, he is the underdog in this fight, but he really has some fabulous skills that we saw against Miguel Cotto. Could you talk about those?
He does. He's an excellent boxer. He's clever. He's smart. He knows how to use his fist. He knows how to use his feet. I mean, if he has a limitation, his limitation is defensive. He tends to get hit. Even fighting Miguel Cotto, who again was not fighting at his natural weight, is in the twilight of his career, it's safe to say, landed several shots, not simultaneously, but he was able to land on Austrin Trout. What is Canelo going to do in his prime, who throws not single punches, but punches in bunches? What can he do to Austrin Trout?
One other thing that you have to say about Austrin Trout, Robert, is that he has fought, not everywhere, but he has fought in places where most American fighters probably wouldn't go. He's fought in Panama, he's fought in Mexico, he's fought in Canada, and he actually beat Canelo Alvarez's brother in 2011. So out of anything, this guy shows to me that he has the desire to win. Many guys do. But the fact that he went overseas, he went to people's backyards, and he beat them in their backyards. To me personally, that shows me a lot about a fighter.
He has a lot of heart. I mean, he's a class act. I mean, I like everything. I really do like everything about Trout, except the fact that he gets hit. That hasn't worked against him thus far, but he is in there with a preeminent puncher. Canelo has his faults. He also has defensive liabilities. But in terms of offensive liabilities, I can't think of any. He's big, he's young, he's strong, he throws combinations, he's got a great killer instinct. I mean, Trout is in there against a serious opponent. And again, I'm not putting Trout down in any way at all. He's an excellent fighter, a fine boxer, clever, smart, but he's in there with an exemplary puncher, and it really could prove to be problematic.
Canelo's 41-0-1 with 31 knockouts. A fantastic fighter who, to me personally, has progressed in his boxing ability. We know that he's a puncher, but we saw some, look, it was against Josesito Lopez. Everyone wanted to see Victor Ortiz. It's the hand he was dealt. Now, when he fought Josesito, Josesito pressed the action for not necessarily a few rounds, but at times during a few rounds. And what I saw from Canelo is a progression in his boxing ability, a progression in his hand movement on defense, and he hasn't fought the most stellar opponents. We've seen a lot of power from him against, you know, Kermit Cintron, Carlos Baldemir, Josesito Lopez, Shane Mosley, among many others. But his boxing ability has really come along, and it seems like he wants to be proven as not just a power puncher, but as a technical boxer as well.
He has improved. There's no question about it. He's only 22, despite his amazing record. He's still only 22 years old. He is a work in progress. He is developing as a boxer, as you pointed out, and that will serve him well. But he is not fighting Kermit Citron. He is not fighting Carlos Baldomir or Shane Mosley, people whose glory years, such as they were, are way behind them. I mean, he's fighting somebody who really, if it's boxer versus boxer, is going to outbox him. And Canelo has defensive liabilities. He stands straight up. He does get hit. Unfortunately, Trout hasn't had a knockout, something like forever, like last 9 fights or something. He doesn't have a lot of power. So boxer versus boxer, you have Trout Trout has the advantage. But if you're going puncher versus puncher, Canelo has the advantage. That's what makes this fight interesting.
Well, this is the contrasting styles now, Robert, because one of them is a boxer in Austrin Trout, and one of them is a power puncher who is coming along more as a technical boxer, as I said, in Canelo Alvarez. Now, couldn't you make the case, from what we saw on Saturday at Radio City Music Hall, that the boxer will outlast the puncher? What Rigondeaux did to Nonito Donaire, he outlasted him round for round. And he won the majority of rounds. I had him winning 2. When we talked yesterday, you told me you had Donaire winning 1, the 10-8 round that he scored a knockdown in. Couldn't you make the case that Trout is going to get in and get out? I mean, it's simple boxing technique, it seems. Get in, get out. As you always love to say in our interviews, hit and not get hit. Try to avoid the power punches. Try to avoid the ring getting cut off from Canelo Alvarez. I mean, don't you think Trout outlasts Canelo?
I think that Trout is going to try to outlast Canelo, but I don't believe that Trout has the boxing skills of Rigondeaux, number 1. Number 2, I think he's up against an opponent who is more devastating than Donaire, and basically that opponent is Canelo Alvarez. So the equation works insofar as it works, but I think if we sort of scrape a little bit beneath the surface, the fights are similar but not equivalent.
So what do you think, Robert? Who do you think outlasts whom in this fight? It sounds like you're leaning towards Canelo Alvarez.
I am leaning toward Canelo Alvarez. I would like to see Trout go all the way. I'd like to see it go to an honest decision, but I don't think it's going to be happening at the Alamo Dome. It's not going to be happening in Texas. I think that Trout is going to be a victim. He's going to be another victim of Canelo's fists, and I'm assuming that by round 10, he is out of there.
We have seen a lot of controversial fights. When Paulie Malignaggi fought Juan Baby Bull Diaz in Houston. We saw the fight in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Campillo versus Cloud.
Yes, Campillo versus Cloud. We saw a controversial decision there in Corpus Christi. We've seen a lot of controversial fights there. I agree with you. I'm hoping that this will not be controversial. We all sort of felt that there may be some controversy in the Donaire fight when it took longer for the judges to send in their scorecards. However, their scores were true and to the point. So you're going to take Canelo Alvarez. I personally think that this is the year of upsets, and Austrin Trout will continue on that trend in the great sport of boxing. I believe that he will outlast and get a honorable decision, not favorable, but honorable, and upset Canelo Alvarez and show that he is still a work in progress. If they have a rematch, I believe that Canelo will knock him out. It could be a Paul Williams, Sergio Martinez rematch, but for the first go-around, it seems like we are in the year of upsets, and I will pick Austrin Trout.